Before I begin this video, I'd like to say that this footage of Pokken Tournament was recorded by me. I received a review copy from Nintendo themselves. I am a writer for Nintendo Enthusiast, and I am going to be handling the review for that game, which will be posted next week. But yes, this footage was recorded from my review copy, which was given to me by Nintendo. Alright, now that that's done, let's get on with the show.
Good day, people of YouTube. What's going on? It is AK, owner of eXtremeAzure Productions, and today I'm bringing you yet another X-React video presentation, and this one is special because I'm gonna finally be talking about actual news. Oh my goodness, it's not a rumor! Ah! No, but seriously, this is actual information coming from the series producer, the Legend of Zelda series producer, Aonuma, and he has finally opened up about the Legend of Zelda for Wii U. Kinda. Not really. He gave a very short bit of information about the game, but while what he said was relatively small, it is very, very powerful. So just to get the discussion rolling, I'm going to read what he said in a recent interview from a Famitsu issue. Here's what he had to say. When we did Skyward Sword for the Wii, at the end stages of development, I was in charge of the character's dialogue and the in-game text. And now as well, it's like it was then. I had to work on text today too, but the game has really taken shape and things have gotten easier. That means things are progressing well. He then continued saying, I think the base of our secret sauce has always been Ocarina of Time, but this time the change in flavor will be like going from Japanese food to Western style food. Perhaps players will be surprised. That is the end of the quote. Yeah, that is some really powerful words. Like I said, it's short, it's kind of cryptic, but it makes sense. Now, his first quote when he talked about notice how he opened. He said, when we did Skyward Sword for the Wii at the end stages of development. So he noted that he was doing character dialogue at the end of Skyward Sword, during the end of its development period. And then he goes on to say that he's doing the same thing now. So that he's basically saying that they're close to wrapping up The Legend of Zelda for Wii U. Now, it's safe to assume that the game has been in development since 2012 because development on Skyward Sword would have finished in the fall of 2011 because it released in November. So it probably was done maybe, let's say, September of 2011. And now, so of course they probably would have started work on that either later in that year or probably early 2012. So it's safe to say that this game has been in development for roughly 3 years now, which is quite a lot of time. So considering that amount of time that's been put into the game, I'm not surprised that they're saying that they are now beginning to wrap up the development process. But like I said, it's very, very interesting that he actually went ahead and said this, because that's going to give us hope that the game is definitely set to come out this year, as it was announced last year around the same time that the game would be delayed up until this year. So now almost a year later, we're finally getting a reconfirmation that The Legend of Zelda for Wii U is definitely coming out this year. And considering that he's still referring to it as Zelda Wii U, it's safe to assume that the game will be coming out on Wii U. Now, I'm not going to talk about how this pertains to it coming to the NX. All we know for sure is that the game is wrapping up development. That's baseline. But his second quote is even more interesting. He says that it's going to differ from Ocarina of Time. He wants to do something new, just like what they did with Ocarina of Time. And of course, Ocarina of Time is very important because it's the first fully 3D Zelda game to ever be released. So that completely changes the formula. Now they intend to do that again. And he explains it by saying this time it's going to be changing in flavor, like going from Japanese food to Western style food. Now, that's a pretty interesting comparison to make, but it makes sense when you consider it, because Japanese food is completely different from Western style food. I've never had a Japanese dish, but from all of the dishes that I've seen, thanks Splatoon for introducing me to a lot of dishes, I can say definitely that Japanese food is nowhere near similar to that of Western style food. So yeah, it really looks like this game is going to be pretty groundbreaking in terms of being almost like a reboot to the series. I don't even want to say a reboot. I want to say it's a new chapter. They're evolving it. They did say from the outset that it's going to be a completely new adventure, that they're trying to change the formula, and he just basically reinforced what they already said from the very beginning, that this is going to be a totally new Legend of Zelda, completely different from games of the series past, and that's really, really cool. I've only played 2 Zelda games. Well, I've played more than 2 Zelda games, but I've completed 2 Zelda games, Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, and I have to say that it was very, very good games. In fact, I actually cried when Twilight Princess was finished. I put 70 hours into that game and I did not want it to end, so I'm really excited to see exactly what they do here with The Legend of Zelda for Wii U. So thank you, Mr. Aonuma, for giving us that piece of information after almost a year of being totally silent about it, because the last time they actually talked about the game, as in like gave any real details, would have been when they showcased it by surprise at the Video Game Awards all the way back in 2014. So yeah, it's been quite a long time, a very, very long time. So it's good to see that we are finally going to be, hopefully, seeing the game this year. So like I said before, E3, 3 months away. We're getting into the middle of March now, so I guess you might as well say 2.5 months away. Very, very close. It's going to be an interesting show, most definitely. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I really hope you enjoyed it. Of course, leave your comments down below and tell me what you think about the whole Zelda U situation. And of course, if you like this video, if you haven't already, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And of course, check out the rest of my channel. I have quite a number of videos that I think that you guys are going to enjoy. And hey, click that subscribe button. Much appreciated. Until next time, guys, have a great one, and I will see you later. This is AK, owner of eXtremeAzure, signing off.